Welcome back to the Squirrel Heed YouTube channel, and today I'm going to do a little bit of transfer talk for you. Now, we're going to do it basically from the liverpoolecho.co.uk. If you're not from England or anything like that, Liverpool Echo is obviously, it's based in Liverpool, and yeah, they're going to have some information for us, hopefully. Now, obviously, I've got to talk about Coutinho, because Barcelona are flip-flopping more than a fish trying to get back in water. They keep saying, these guys highlight it so well. First they're confident, then they weren't. Then they were convinced it's happening, then he was being presented, and then he wasn't, and then they set a deadline, and then that passed. And now all of a sudden, they're confident of signing Coutinho again. Now, as these guys say, it is all a little bit boring, but it's also concerning that the last week of the transfer window, it's not even a full week. I think it's next Thursday that the transfer window is going to close. Up until next Thursday, this is just going to be, I hate to use the phrase because of who said it, it's going to be squeaky bum time all the time now for the next week about Coutinho. Because if they end up leaving it really late, and for some reason Liverpool decide to let him go really late on the transfer window, that's a dumbass move on Liverpool's part, because if they do that, we're going to be screwed, because we don't have enough time to bring people in, to bring someone in to replace him of that calibre. Whatever you think of Coutinho right now, and I've got my thoughts as well, look, you can't deny that he is an absolute he's almost a world-class talent. My bracket of world-class is different to a lot of other people. People throw out world-class far too much. World-class for me is like, it's not that, I think that like Ronaldo and Messi are in their own, which is the elite class. That is the elite class. The world class is just a little bit of a bracket below, where you'll have the likes of like Luis Suarez, you'll have Lewandowski and all that lot. Coutinho in my mind is almost in that one. Almost in that one. He could be in that one anyway. People might think it's a bit crazy me saying that he's almost in it, but he's not. That's not my definition of that's my definition of world class. Not like comparing him to a Messi, a Ronaldo, maybe not even Neymar. You can't. They're not even in the same position. It is very boring to hear what's going on with Coutinho, and I would love some clarity from the player himself. I would love it if Liverpool could just turn around, speak to the player, and just be like, you are not going, regardless of what you think, or you're contacted with Barcelona, whatever. And I've got to scroll down actually a little bit, because here's this bell end as well. Gerard Piqué came out, I think it was yesterday, and there's obviously a little bit of an update here as well. It's one of these things. Piqué came out the other day and he's like, Coutinho's really wanting to force home, like that he wants to force his way to Barcelona and stuff like that. And these guys are spot on again. So much for tapping up rules. What were we done for with, or could have been done for with Virgil van Dijk? We were criticised so much, and rightly so in my opinion. The way that we approached it, whether it was text from Klopp or whatever, whoever was in control of that approached it in the wrong way, not in the right way, and yeah, we were rightly criticised for that, and we were blocked from making that transfer, which is making that transfer look even more impossible day by day. Gerard Piqué comes out and says the player is delighted with the idea of having a move to Barcelona, and that he's going to do everything that he can to force his way through. How does Piqué know that? How does Piqué know that? If he's doing this whole thing like where he was like a day or so after Neymar moved to PSG, he was like, oh, I knew that at Messi's wedding or something like that, I knew that Neymar was going to be moving. It's like, Piqué, just sod off. Just because your team right now isn't in the place that it used to be, and you can't, the fact that we're holding firm, Barcelona Twitter and stuff like that, not the actual official Twitter, but people that are fans of Barcelona and stuff like that are going mental last night about Dembele being agreed at like 120 million-ish or something like that. I don't have the exact figure, obviously, but then it comes out today that Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund are like, there's no deal in place. There's no deal in place, and we're holding firm on it at the moment. They haven't actually reached our asking price, so no. So what is it? It's all just conjecture, as always, and it's all just to, Liverpool have had great news this week, beating Hoffenheim and getting in the Champions League and having the groups set and stuff like that as well. And then, every time Liverpool seem to have good news, especially when a transfer window is open, we get bad news, or we get news that people just want to put us on the edge of our seats, and it's not fair. This should have been sorted out a long time ago and should have been nailed down that you are not going anywhere, if that is the case. If he's not going anywhere, you tell the player, you're staying here, whether you like it or not, and that is it. If you're going to sell him, and then bring someone else in with that money. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's just I make it sound so simple, and it's not that as simple as I make it sound. I do realise that I'm not in the football business, like the business side of it with agents and all this lot. And agents, I wish one day they would sod off, like, because they're slowly ruining the game with the fees and stuff like that that you get for players now, and the actual power that is given over to the players instead of the club and the manager. But it really does genuinely infuriate me, like, how this isn't sorted out yet. And we're about 6 days away from the transfer window being closed, and it's still not done. We've got an important match against Arsenal on Sunday, I think it is. And no doubt something's probably going to come in on Saturday. It's just sod's law at the moment. I just wish this would just end and we could know either way whether he's staying or going. If he's going, I can accept that. If he's staying, I can also accept that. Not knowing is annoying. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is the one that keeps rumbling on, and more now it seems a bit more certain that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is looking for a move to Chelsea over anyone else if he is going to move. So it's a little bit gutting because I think he is, I think he's a very good talent and he's being underused and underutilised at Arsenal. And if he is being used at Arsenal, he's not being used in the right way. Like, he's being used at wing backs, he's been used at so many different positions, and how can a player settle if they don't have a set position in the team that they can work on, or they're not getting played in their preferred position? If he goes to Chelsea, that's only going to bolster Chelsea, and Chelsea will be looking to obviously make it a bit more of a run now that they've actually got, a victory against Tottenham, I think it was. It was a 2-1 victory, and they're wanting to bolster their ranks as well. It'd be gutting to lose out on someone like that because I do think he's a talent, and with the right manager and the right setup, he could thrive. And I think he could do that for us. But it looks more and more, and not just the Echo either, loads of different reports are saying that he's looking likely to go to Chelsea. It is what it is. We might miss out on this one. Never mind. Hopefully we can bring some others in, though, like someone else. Southampton are standing firm on Van Dijk. At the moment, they are not rolling over at all when it comes to Van Dijk and the pressure, because Arsenal have now entered this conversation about Van Dijk as well. They're looking to obviously bolster their centre-back situation, which isn't looking too good. Looking good for us, maybe at the weekend, possibly. We could exploit their deficiencies there. Apparently, Koscielny is going to be back, but they would still be playing a left-back in centre-back if they are playing three at the back. Who knows? They'll still probably be playing people out of position. They'll be needing to bring someone in, so they've obviously, and a lot of their fans are calling for them to go after Van Dijk and see if they can bring him in. They're standing firm. Mauricio Pellegrino is saying that asked whether they'd held talks with either of Liverpool's rivals. Don't have this information, don't want to give any opinion about that. The Virgil situation's nothing's changed, he has nothing to say. So they're not planning on bringing many others in. I think they did sign someone the other day, but I don't know if he was a centre-back or not. It's hard to see Saints going back on their word and selling their captain, let alone to Liverpool. Possibly. Maybe the gravy train from Southampton to Liverpool is actually over, and we can maybe stop getting criticised for actually for buying Southampton players. But it is fair play to these guys. I hope that we can do the same with Coutinho and hold firm and say we're not selling. It's fair play. It's a bad one if we do miss out on it, because if we do miss out on Van Dijk, it looks like it's going to be Van Dijk or nothing, and we're going to go with the centre-backs that we've got at the moment. With whatever's going on with Mamadou Sakho, there has to be a conversation at some point with Liverpool where can he be reintegrated into the squad, into the team? Can he come back in? Is there a way for him to come back in? If Jurgen Klopp, in my opinion, has turned around, it's not even my opinion, it's fact, he turned around in a press conference and said he would be willing to reintegrate Philippe Coutinho back into the squad after all of this transfer nonsense. Why can't Mamadou Sakho have the same treatment? I don't understand it. He is, alongside Matip, probably our best centre-back that we've got. And then you've also got to think, well, does Mamadou Sakho even want to play for Liverpool anymore after the treatment that he's had? There could be that. I think Sakho, especially in a World Cup year, everybody is going to be needing to play, regardless of what nation they're for. But the France team has depth for friggin' years. It does. Every single position, they seem to have 3 or 4 players of quality that can step in and do a damn good job. He's going to want to be part of that conversation, and if he's not, he's going to be wanting to look for a move where he's going to get regular football. Crystal Palace were looking to be in the window, but they're saying that he's too expensive at 30 million. Apparently West Brom are the only other ones that are going to be in for him. It depends what happens with Johnny Evans and Man City. There's so many different variables here. My personal opinion, I want him reintegrated into the squad, and then we don't have to go out and necessarily buy another centre-back. Or if we do, then it means we're covered big style at the back and we've got some quality there. If we went and got someone like Van Dijk, or if there's other options as well, we would be absolutely covered and we would have better options than having just to rely on Lovren all the time. It's almost depressing having to rely on Lovren. It really is. Seeing as everybody, apart from Liverpool itself, seems to be able to see that Lovren is the weakest link in our team at the moment. I saw it against Crystal Palace when we played Clavan in defence, and he was much better. I know he's 34 years old, but it doesn't matter how old they are if they are performing. Alongside Robertson as well at left back, I just think that we could be so much more sorted if we could reintegrate Mamadou Sakho, maybe even bring in another centre-back as well. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Because I just think it makes sense that we've got someone at our club already, and he's just not getting a sniff. And finally, The Guardian, and not just The Guardian, but quite a few outlets are saying that Liverpool are in to sign Bayern Munich's Renato Sanches, or Renato, I don't know how you say it. Now, most likely, it's looking like we would be signing him on loan. And being a midfielder, that could be the type of midfielder that Jurgen Klopp's looking for. Who knows? I'll be straight up honest, and I think I've said this in another video as well. I've never seen him play, apart from for Portugal in the Euros. I've never seen him play for Bayern Munich, and I don't know how. It's saying here, the 20-year-old Bayern Munich midfielder had a fairly underwhelming maiden season with the champions after joining from Benfica. Only for manager to say he'd be staying put. According to Kicker yesterday, it seems Sanchez could be bound for Anfield in his quest to secure regular first-team opportunities. So it's going to be difficult for him to get in the first team at Bayern Munich, considering how powerful they are in the midfield area. But it's I don't know. I can't say it's a risk, because if you're signing someone on loan, there is no risk. It depends whether it's going to be a loan with a view to buy or anything like that, or with a fee agreed if it goes well. I don't know. I've not seen him play for Bayern Munich, and by the looks of it, he hasn't been playing a lot anyway, and he's looking for first-team football. So, I mean, that could be a vital thing. Look, getting the numbers in right now, and if it's going to be someone who's got some raw talent, and he's got, and that could be honed, and he's a young player as well, which, he's 20 years old, that could play into Jurgen Klopp's hands as well. Could be a case that if he does well for us, he does well for us, and he goes back to Bayern Munich, and he goes, and we've done well for them as well, because we've developed a player. If he doesn't do that well for us, fine, it's a loan. That's not too bad. If he does well for us and Bayern Munich aren't interested in having him back, then we've developed a player that we could keep, and he could be in our midfield and do really well. That's fine. That's the positive about doing the loan, about having the loans. I'm not opposed to it because it's a loan. It depends if there's a fee attached to it or anything like that. I've not read too much into it, but he's a talented midfielder from what people say, and this is people talking about him in real life, not just FIFA, because obviously FIFA, he's a beast in FIFA. But FIFA isn't real life, so we're not paying attention to that. People saying he's got some raw talent, it's just not being used at Bayern Munich, and Liverpool could probably do with it in the midfield as well. So, who knows? Especially with how long Lallana's going to be out as well, we definitely need someone in the centre mid anyway. So, that's my transfer roundup. There's not a great deal new to touch on, just basically me ranting about Coutinho, having a little bit of a dig about Van Dijk as well, and some little bit of maybe positive news about Sanchez. Maybe we might actually get a player in before the window closes. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Is there anybody that I've missed? Let me know, because I'm probably going to miss quite a lot. It just happens. I search for what I can, and I do what I can, but I will miss stuff. So let me know in the comments below, and I will look out for it and make further videos as the transfer window comes to an end. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please drop a like on it if you have enjoyed it. Share it around with everybody that you can. Let's get this channel known to people. It's going to be wonderful this year. So many videos, so many competitions. It's going to be good. So thank you ever so much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you later.